Good afternoon, everybody, or good morning to those out west. My name is Mike Lazdowski, and I'm the RevoList Product Director here at GoSection8. Thank you all for joining our campfire chat today at the FADA conference. We're going to discuss our GoSection8's new waiting list software and update service and how it can help your agency accomplish your mission of serving those in need of affordable housing. We're going to get through as much as we can in the next 30 minutes. We'll have our contact information displayed at the end of this session for those who have more questions or like a demo of the software. We'll monitor the chat for questions throughout the session, but due to time constraints, if we cannot address your questions now, we can contact you directly. And we should have time at the end of this session for some Q&A. Also joining me today is Renee James, GoSection8's Section 8 Sales and Marketing Manager. So thank you, and thanks for jumping in last minute.
Absolutely.
So the problem many housing agencies are facing is having long waiting lists with hundreds or even thousands of applicants with a lot of outdated information. When it comes time to select applicants off of the waiting list, many agencies have to go through hundreds of applicants to find one that responds and is eligible for the program. This leads to applicants being removed from the waiting list and agency wasting time and money reaching out to applicants, delaying the issuance of new vouchers, or occupying vacant units. The solution is to have a constantly updated waiting list that is easy for applicants to apply to and keep their information up to date. We've automated the update process and incorporated it with our new waiting list software called RevoList. Our common application and communication tools helps assure that applicants not only keep their information up to date, but understand the process and are able to get assistance and answers to those questions, to their questions. More importantly, our proprietary notification technology uses a combination of current and historical data based on user behavior to create an activity algorithm that sends out alerts to applicants to update their information or even to apply to open waiting lists. This helps ensure that a family's application information is kept up to date and that critical contact information is always kept current so you can reach applicants. By reducing the likelihood of a family being removed from a waiting list due to outdated information and missing an opportunity, we are truly able to help housing agencies fulfill their mission to help people find affordable housing. Our four-step process makes the updating of your waiting list easy, and once complete, we'll continue to update automatically without doing any more massive update mailings. Each step is decided on by the agency prior to the update, which includes which steps to include in your update and when to move to the next step. Step one is a public notice and email campaign to existing applicants. Our goal with step one will be to get as many applicants as possible to go online and access their application and update their information before spending the money and postage to send a piece of mail. We will also provide you with the analytics so that you know immediately how accurate your list is, and more importantly, how many applicants were able to sign on to RevoList and update their information. We will then only have to send mail to people who are not able to update their information, saving you time and money. Because the use of a common application, which I'll go more into detail later, if an applicant already has an updated application in our system, that application is automatically updated. These are some samples of a public notice and an email that is sent out to applicants. Each are customizable by the agency and can include other agency information, like possibly the notification of new mainstream vouchers at your agency, for example. Step two is sending out an informational postcard to any applicant that has not updated their application. The purpose of this postcard is to alert applicants of the change in software and the need to update their information. It also advocates the use of online updating, which will then keep applicants up to date continuously in the future. The postcards are customized with your agency logo and information. This is the reverse side of the postcard with instructions on how to update their application. We include a QR code for applicants to scan with their phones and can include a bit.ly link for easier access to the website. Another version of these postcards may also be sent to your agency for distribution in your lobby or other areas in your community that applicants may be, like shelters or advocate offices. After the postcards, any applicant that has still not updated their application will be sent one last mailing, which contains more information about the update. The mailing is customized with your agency logo and contains more information about a response deadline and the chance to send back contact information by mail to RevoList support staff. So housing agencies don't need to process those returns. This is a view of the inside portion of the trifold mailing. The top has information about a response deadline with important information in red. The middle section has information about your agency and detailed instructions in English and in Spanish on how applicants can update their information. We also provide how-to videos in English and Spanish so applicants can refer to the videos with any questions and issues, and it walks them through the whole update process. The last section is a tear-off portion for applicants who do not have access to a smartphone, computer, or tablet to update their information. They have an option to still send in a response by mail. Again, the customized bit.ly links can be used for convenience and tracking purposes. So you can see how applicants are responding. The last step is to remove applicants that haven't responded to the update. We will send a detailed report to your agency, which includes information on the update, including how many notifications were sent in each step, and the number of applicants that responded within each step and their method of responding. Was it online or was it by paper? And Renee will dig down into the details of that in a few more slides. During the entire update process, our customer support staff will take all the calls from every applicant who is trying to update their information. Our support team speaks many languages, and applicants may use our interpretation service free of charge. We will also manually input those newly returned postcards that have been sent in from applicants and update their initial information for them. We will then send an email and or text message to them with information they provided on the response card so they can finalize the waiting list update. Now I'm going to pass it over to Renee to kind of go into some of the data analysis for your agency.
Yeah, thanks, Mike. One of the reasons why we do our updates this way, either by using custom bit.ly links or QR codes or even Google Analytics on our website, is so that we can give your agency insight into how people are updating their information. You'll find out from us things like how many people were actually able to be notified. Most lists that we've gotten up to date have been very old. Agencies haven't updated their waiting lists in a while, so having that information is really key. How many people were actually able to update the information by smartphone or computer? The reason why this is obviously important is because there's so many people that are in this demographic that don't necessarily have technology. It's good to know what percentage of them actually can use digital technology to do this. The how-to videos that are on YouTube are phenomenal because it cuts down the amount of frustration or maybe questions that people have on how to do this. So we actually track how many people are viewing those videos and give you that information as well. And obviously the tear off of the trifold is important because if we get those back, we're basically making an assumption that these people don't have digital capabilities and need our help to activate their information. However they choose to update, versus, whether it's the smartphone, computer, or with our help, the best of all situations is that you're going to finally have an active list of applicants who you can communicate with regularly by email or SMS and who can update their information ongoing as needed on their own. Here's an example of some of the stuff that we would be providing for agencies. This was an update that we did for Massachusetts centralized waiting list. They did use QR codes and a combination of bit.ly links and short codes. So we're able to tell them, from what date to what date, people actually use the QR codes. Very, very technically challenged people obviously aren't going to use the QR code. So that's why we use the bit.ly link so that people can actually just type it in. And then we'll provide an analysis of, the frequency by which people are using those so that you can either staff up or be ready to receive possible calls from people. Even though we take all the calls, people do still call their housing authority. So the more insight that we can give you on how people are interacting with that page, the better. And lastly, we do have Google Analytics, obviously, on every one of our housing authority pages. So we can continue to provide information on how many users are hitting your page, how many new users, how long the sessions are. This tells us a little bit about how people are interacting. Are they having difficulties? This is good for us internally, for our own benchmarking, but obviously for every agency. And we can provide graphs of when people are actually accessing your agency. This could be good from a standpoint if we're doing continual updates, for you on your behalf, we can kind of see where the ebb and flow is coming from. And probably the most important thing I feel is that we'll be able to break down the technology usage behavior for every applicant. What browser are they using? What technology are they using? In the case of Massachusetts, most people updated through the Chrome desktop at 31.68%. They also used Safari iPhone mobile, obviously, to update for 22.8%. So we can keep going down the line with this, but again, it's a very good statistical analysis ongoing of your applicants and what they're actually using to interact with the site.
Awesome, thanks, Renee. And again, all of this information, all this detailed information will be provided to an agency upon completion of an update. We review this in between each step. So as we proceed to the next step, we're in constant communication with your agency and deciding the proper timing and maybe change of course along the way. So all that information will be provided at the end of the update. So once your agency uses RevoList, you'll never have to update your waiting list again. Our continuously updated process, which allows smart technology to send less mail and reduce response time, will allow agency staff to devote more time to other important program activities while also making the application process easier and fairer for applicants. So our RevoList software was built based on years of experience and in consultation with public and affordable housing professionals from all around the country. In February 2020, HUD issued guidance on the voluntary use of shared waiting lists in HUD Notice 2020-02. We worked closely with FADA and Masnero on assisting HUD with issuing this guidance, and we incorporated many of the key portions of this notice into our RevoList software. These are some of the key terms from the notice, and I'm just going to go through each one individually. So shared waiting lists, as HUD defines this as any computer program or script that enables a household to submit a single application for multiple waiting lists, which can be accessible by multiple interested PHAs. So RevoList has this built in. Your agency can collaborate with other agencies in your area to create a shared waiting list for one or more of your programs. We have two existing examples of this run through our software, and that is the Massachusetts Section 8 centralized waiting list and the Utah Section 8 centralized waiting list. And basically how that works is an applicant submits one application to that list and it gets sent twice. One, or in Utah, gets sent to both all participating housing authorities in the same. In Massachusetts, 101 housing authorities participate in that waiting list. It's a great idea for agencies that may have cross jurisdictions or are receiving some of the same applications. There's a common application, and HUD defines this as a single application form that is used by more than one PHA. So RevoList uses a common application by all agencies that sign up for the service. This makes it a lot easier for applicants to just have to fill out and update just one application in order to apply to multiple waiting lists. A shared application pool, as defined by HUD, is a group of PHAs that maintain a common database of all applicants to one or more of their programs. And this is what RevoList is. It is a shared application pool. All participating housing authorities share data on basic applicant data. So the RevoList software is customizable to any agency, including the options of usage of the software and applicant data. Agencies can choose between two options when signing up. The first option is to adopt our easy-to-use cloud-based software, which replaces any existing application intake software you might have. We offer free technical support, and waiting lists can be customized to your agency's specific program requirements according to your admin plan, ACOP, or any other local policy. Another option is to utilize our API integration. This allows agencies to utilize our unique updating capabilities while still using your current software. To learn more about the options and to discuss in detail what option might be best for your agency, we're happy to set up a demo for you at any time, and information will be displayed at the end of this session on how to contact us. There are many benefits to RevoList for applicants, as we've shown throughout this presentation. The efficiencies in our system allow applicants to go to one place for searching and applying and receiving affordable housing. Our communication tools like email and texting capabilities allow applicants to immediately receive notice of an opportunity and remind them to keep their application up to date, ultimately reducing confusion for applicants and giving them a better chance at receiving assistance. So some things coming soon are we will also allow PHAs to access and edit custom portals on our website. This free service enables housing agencies to advertise their services on our website, including waiting list openings and other important agency information. And currently we do display Section 8 waiting list openings on our website. So if you are opening your list and just through whatever service, we do post those openings and alert applicants, potential applicants, of the opening of a new waiting list. We can also create custom housing locator portals, which have the look and feel of your agency's website and are free to agencies to use. Landlords are encouraged to post their properties on this portal, and tenants can use this free service to search for available affordable housing and open waiting lists in their area. So in conclusion, just imagine all the things you can do with RevoList, and never having to update your waiting list again. We assist in helping set up your preferences and group and any admin plan changes. You have the option now to leave your list open indefinitely, and that's actually worked out pretty well for some agencies. In Massachusetts, they've done that since 2003, and leaving the list open indefinitely because of the efficiencies they've been able to undertake. So having that real-time verification of emails, phone numbers, and addresses makes sure that applicant data is correct when they input it from the very start. And we keep that up to date as they wait. We also take the calls. So as applicants are applying and waiting, we'll take the call to alleviate the burden on your agency. So with that, come to the end.
Mike, I just want to share one thing with that last slide. You know, I think one of the things that's the most beneficial for the agencies is that statement, we take all the calls. Our customer support team is literally walking through people and their ability to do this update if they're confused or they can't get on to videos to see it. So we really are just a partner to the agencies that want to do this. It's just a phenomenal group of people that we have in customer support. So I cannot emphasize enough what our customer support team has been doing for every one of these updates that we've been doing.
That's absolutely right. And one other thing, we will be sending out an email to everybody with more information as well. If you want a more detailed version of this presentation, we have that available. And we will be following up with emails to everyone attending the conference.
Yeah, I put everybody in a chat that if you want a copy of this presentation or video replay, please email me at rjames@gosection8.com. I probably have your email with the attendee list, but just in case, I just want to make sure that we are responding to everybody.
And we did finish a bit early. And Jen, do we have any questions in the chat?
No, I put in the chat that if you did have any questions while you were speaking, to go ahead and type them, and we would answer them at the end of the presentation. So this is the end. Should anyone have any questions? Mike, I don't know. It's a small group of us. Can we just
everybody wants to unmute themselves, that's an option as well. And if not, I'll just go into some screenshots of the software service as well. So let's see. Having no questions. If anyone has a question, just pipe in, and I'm going to continue on and show some screenshots of the software and some of the highlights for our remaining 10 minutes. So this is one of the key aspects of our software, where we display the applicant profile. And in here, you'll be able to see a lot of the basic information about this applicant. First, obviously, their name, and this is first off a fake applicant. I'm not showing anything real here. You see their name, their basic information like their date of birth, and last four of their social, and their application date on this particular waiting list. You also see on the right a list there of all the different applications they've submitted. So these are, whether they're still on the list or not, these are all the applications that this person submitted through RevoList. So if you have somebody that you're working with and they want to know about all the different lists that they've applied to, you have that information, and they have that information too if they sign in. The next portion here are the verification tools. So as applicants are entering in a phone number, an email address, or their physical address, we're verifying that that information is correct. And as you can see, if I expand these verifications for phone, you can see the phone number is flagged as a VoIP number, so voice over internet protocol. Those could be like a Google number, so it's flagged as potentially not a real phone number. We see a lot of VoIP numbers if someone's trying to commit fraud or for whatever reason, but it would be flagged. And you can see the second number there is green because it checked out okay, and if we were to expand that, it would give us more information if that was a landline or a cell phone, etc. You're also able to send a text message right from there. So if you hit the send text, you could shoot off a text message right away to the applicant. We have email verification. So as you can see, I have those two email addresses in there, and the Gmail one comes up good, and the other one is flagged because we weren't able to confirm it. And the same with address. Our system is tied with USPS system, so we can verify whether something's correct. Our activity log tracks every single thing done with this application. So this shows an example of an address change. We're going to show you the old values, what was the address changed from, and what was it changed to. So there's never going to be any questions about who did what and why, what was changed into what was it from and to. So all the information is always clear and available to housing agencies. Other types of activity are communication activity. So in this example, we've sent an email. It was delivered on October 8th, 2020, and it was opened on this day. So you'll be able to track to see if somebody got your communication and read it. And that's similar with text messages. And you'll be able to view the text message you sent and the date and the status. So any activity on an applicant is always saved here in this activity log, which is very important, including status activity, which includes selecting people off of a waiting list or changing their status, removing them from the list for whatever reason, not responding, or if they received assistance. So everything would be tracked. And finally, this is a view of what an applicant will see when they log in. So they'll be able to view all their different types of applications. And as you can see, we alert applicants as their next required update approaches that they need to either confirm that their information is still current, or they need to update their information if it has changed. And so our system is constantly making sure that applicants keep this up to date. And as they get closer to their next required update, the campaign will kick in to make sure that they're updating their information. So we'll be emailing and or texting these applicants. And again, because it's a universal one application system, if somebody's applying to a new waiting list, they will in the same time be updating their information on every other waiting list as well. So we're just about at the end of our 30 minutes. So again, I'll open it up to questions. Jen, do we have anything? Okay.
No, there's no chat questions.
All right. I'm going to go back to our slide with our contact information. And again, if anybody has any questions or they would like a demo of the software or more information about doing a waiting list update, please contact us and we'd be happy to give you more information. And I want to thank everybody for joining and listening in, and I hope that you enjoy the rest of the FADA conference. Hopefully we'll be able to see everyone in person real soon.